Good evening, everyone. My name is Jeremy's son, and tonight on Hall Zone, history was made in Major League Baseball after the Los Angeles Dodgers became the first MLB team in a quarter century to capture back-to-back World Series titles. Also, the NFL Salute to Service held a ceremony led by President Donald Trump. And finally, Seton Hall basketball is back. We will break down the Pirates' early success and what it means for their postseason hopes. And all of that and more coming up next on Hall Zone. Los Angeles Dodgers have captured the 2025 World Series title, defeating the Toronto Blue Jays in a thrilling 11-inning Game 7. Will Smith's go-ahead home run in the top of the 11th catapulted a 5-4 victory and the Dodgers' 9th World Series championship. They became the first MLB team to win back-to-back titles in 25 years since the Yankees won 3 straight from 1998 to 2000, and the first National League club to do so since the 1975-76 Reds. World Series MVP Yoshinobu Yamamoto delivered a historic performance, going 3-0 with a 1.2 ERA with 15 strikeouts and just 2 walks. He threw a complete game in Game 2, pitched a gem in Game 6, and came back on no day's rest to close out Game 7 with 2 2/3 scoreless innings for the win. Toronto, appearing in its first World Series since 1993, put up a strong fight and showed promise for the future despite the loss. President Trump attended the NFL regular season game between the Washington Commanders and the Detroit Lions at FedEx Field. This marked the first time a U.S. president had attended a regular season NFL game in nearly 50 years, the last being President Jimmy Carter in 1978. During the broadcast, Trump sat in the Fox booth with the commentators, where he provided play-by-play commentary. Also, mentioned the new stadium that's in works for the DC franchise. During halftime, Trump led a ceremony that swore in new military members as part of the NFL's Salute to Service program.
Welcome back to Pirate Perspectives. My name's Kevin Price.
I'm Tyler Seabrease.
And I'm Sam Stinson, and we're going to go around the Prudential Center asking Seton Hall fans about the upcoming season.
Who am I here with?
David Gabriel.
What's your upcoming hopes for the season?
I think we're really going to go in, really strong. I really got high hopes for this season. I think we really got it.
And who is your favorite player of the team?
David Gabriel is going to kill it this season. I'm telling you that.
What matchup are you looking forward to the most?
So, winter break, I'm going back for the UConn game. I'm telling you that. I can't wait. Can't wait. UConn game's going to be hype.
All right, who am I here with?
Liam Ginty.
All right, what are your hopes for the upcoming season?
Top 5 in the Big East. Yeah, back from last year. Not a good year.
It's a bold prediction. Who's your favorite player on the new team?
Trey Parker. I've seen on the high school highlights. He can dunk. He can do whatever. So.
Hey, he's got hops. He can jump high. And what matchup are you looking forward to the most?
December 13th against Rutgers. I think it's going to be really hype, really fun.
Hoops are back on campus here at Seton Hall as the basketball season officially tips off. The men's team, led by coach Shaheen Holloway, is looking to bounce back after a challenging season, in which they finished 7-25 overall and 2-18 in Big East play. This year's team showcases a defense-first mindset and a strong leadership on the floor, which led to a 3-0 start in their first 3 games. The Pirates defeated St. Peter's University 77-50, Wagner College 68-61, and Fairfield University 82-59. One of the keys to their hot start has been senior transfer Elijah Fisher, who previously played in the West Coast Conference for Pacific University. Fisher scored 21 points against Wagner and is currently averaging 13 points per game while shooting 44.4% from the field. Freshman Najee Hines, better known as Baby Shaq, has held a monstrous start to his collegiate career, including a double-double against Fairfield. While the Pirates aren't considered a lock for the NCAA tournament, they are expected to make some real noise in the Big East. They continue their season against Monmouth tonight at the Prudential Center. When we return, we have Anchor Point, the official debate show of Hall Zone. Reporting for SHU TV, I'm Jeremy Sun, and don't go anywhere.
Hello, welcome back to Pirate Perspectives from the Hall Zone. My name is Gabriel Garcia, and I'm joined by
Paul Brignola.
And Jeremy Sun.
And today we're here at Walsh Gymnasium at the women's first basketball game against St. Peter's, and we're going to be asking students and fans their opinions regarding the game. All right, who am I here with today?
Ellie.
All right, Ellie. Who was a person that stood out to you playing tonight?
Bishop. She did really good.
And what are your opinions on the overall game?
They did really good. They won by a lot.
And what are your expectations for this season?
I think they're going to do great.
Sarah, what do you think of the women's basketball game against St. Peter's?
I thought it was really fun, and I thought they were really, really good.
They played well out there. Was there anyone of interest that stood out to you?
Natalia. What was her last name? Natalia Horosa.
What do you think about the women's basketball going forward?
I think they're going to kill it. They're going to continue killing it.
Hello, and welcome to Anchor Point, the official debate show of Hall Zone. My name's Jeremy Sun, and I will be your moderator. I am joined by Austin Kuhn and Sam Stinson here tonight. We will discuss a variety of hot topics around the sports landscape. Guys, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, Jeremy.
Pretty good, Jeremy.
That's good to hear. Our first topic here tonight, guys, is who is the GOAT, LeBron James or Michael Jordan?
See, this is the age-old debate. This is easily the most talked about sports debate in the history of sports, in my opinion. And there is no better basketball player to ever step foot on a court than Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Michael Jordan has impacted the game like no other player I have ever seen in my life. Well, I've never seen him, but he definitely is the most impactful player of all time. You could talk about his undefeated 6-0 finals record. You could talk about the 10 scoring titles, the Defensive Player of the Year, the 9-time All-Defense. But I want to go into outside of the world of basketball. I want to go to how he impacted the shoe game. Air Jordan is a global phenomenon. The Air Jordan 1 is the most iconic shoe of all time. Without Michael Jordan, there would be no sneaker market. There would be no signature shoe for anyone. Even LeBron. LeBron has a signature shoe. There would be no signature shoe without Michael Jordan. Austin, I have a question for you. Have you ever seen the movie Air with Matt Damon and Ben Affleck?
Yes, I have seen it. And if you saw it, you would know that he got that shoe after his rookie year. So that giving him that shoe was not reflective of his legacy or anything like that. They just thought he would be good for the shoe. So I don't really know if that has any validity, honestly.
See, I beg to differ. He did it in his rookie year. I would argue that's even more impressive. He came out of the national championship that he won at North Carolina and instantly got a shoe from Nike, who was struggling at the time, took a chance on Michael Jordan, and now they're making $6 billion annually, which has got to be the biggest shoe market ever. It really has to be. It's $6 billion. That's a lot.
Yeah, I will agree. You know, he did great with the shoes, whatever, but you know, you can't act like LeBron did not have like an early fan base. You know, he's the kid from Akron, you know, it's like, I just don't see how that's, how Michael Jordan has a leg up on him.
It's on it, like the most I know you're going to say this. I really do. You're going to say that Michael Jordan played against a bunch of plumbers, played against no ones. He played against the Bad Boy Pistons. He played against the Utah Jazz with Malone and Stockton, Charles Barkley, Patrick Ewing. All of them are Hall of Famers. He played against such good competition.
Yeah, that was definitely some notable names of a couple janitors he played against. I think LeBron definitely has a harder time. You know, he has to play against Steph Curry. He has to play against, I won't even name it because people know who's playing right now. But I just don't think, it's two completely different eras, and LeBron's is just objectively harder. I don't think you can argue against that.
I could argue that LeBron has played with absolute all-star teammates. The 2 championships he won in Miami has Dwayne Wade, who, in my opinion, is one of the most underrated players of all time. He's fast as hell. He gets to the lane really easily. He's one of the best players ever. Chris Bosh, also a very underrated player. He's one of the best power forwards to ever live. And Kyrie Irving, I mean, it's Kyrie Irving. He's one of the best point guards ever with his handling and stuff like that. If LeBron did not have that, he would not win 4 championships. Also, in the finals, he's 4-6. It's not a great record. Jordan's 6-0.
Okay. Honestly, I love that you brought up LeBron James and him being just a factor of his environment, when you're trying to say that Michael Jordan is the GOAT, he had Scottie Pippen, he had his whole the Bulls at the time were one of the greatest teams of all time. You know what LeBron did with the Cavaliers, one of the worst teams of all time? They have not won a ring since, and they probably did at some point before him, but it's unlikely. As soon as he left, they went straight under, and I think LeBron, that's what sets him apart from Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, sure, he could lead a team, but LeBron James was the Cavaliers at the time.
Our next topic, guys. Who is the best team in the NFL?
I would say right now, the Colts are doing the best. I know they're one of 3 teams with an 8-0 record right now.
I'll get to the Colts real quick. I personally think it's the New England Patriots. And as a Giants fan, it's hard to say that, to be honest with you. But it really is the New England Patriots. They're 8-2, top of the AFC East. Point differential, they're plus 73 in the season. They've won 5 of their last 6 games, so they're only improving. They've got great wins at Tampa, at Buffalo, 2 extremely hard environments to play at. Their only losses were early in the season, where they were still developing with their new coach, Mike Vrabel. Like, teams need to develop later in the season, and I feel like they're developing very, very well. Travion Henderson is developing even more. He's rising to the occasion. Like he did in Tampa, he had 2 touchdowns, almost 200 yards rushing. He was an absolute phenom in that game. If he can keep doing that, they will definitely make some noise in the playoffs.
Yeah, I really hope Henderson does develop later in the season, because he's leading the team with 430 yards right now. Meanwhile, Jonathan Taylor is leading the Colts with 1,100 yards, which I don't know if you noticed, that's a bit of a differential there. The Colts are leading in passing yards and receiving yards as well against the Patriots, which are pretty important statistics, I would say.
That's fair. I would say the problem with the Colts is that they are relying too much on Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor has had a phenomenal season. I personally think he's the MVP. He's not going to win it. It's going to be given to QB. That's a whole different conversation. But he is the best player on their team, and he's the superstar. He is their whole team. He's carrying them on their back. I haven't even mentioned an MVP candidate, Drake May. He has been phenomenal this season. 71.7% of passes so far. He's had a passer rating of 113.9. And I want to ask you something, Austin. Who comes to your mind when I say Patriots quarterback?
I would think back to the last time the Patriots were good, when they had Tom Brady.
Fair enough. Drake May set a franchise single game completion percentage of 91.3, which is the franchise record. He beat Tom Brady in completion passing rating for the Patriots. That's got to say something. I mean, Tom Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time. Drake May has been doing phenomenal stuff.
Yeah, I would say don't get me wrong, I think Drake May is great, but Daniel Jones does have more passing yards than him this season.
I personally don't think that means much, to be honest with you. The Colts have not played that many good teams. Their best wins probably home against the Broncos by like a couple of points. I mean, like, they haven't played much of competition. And I feel like that's why Daniel Jones is getting the credit that he is, because he's not really playing against really great defenses.
Yeah, I will give you that. The Pats have had some good victories this season, but I think it's better to judge these teams by their losses. They both had 2, one against the Steelers, and then the Colts lost against the Rams. But you know who the Patriots lost against? The Raiders. Pretty embarrassing, I would say.
That is a bad loss. That was early in the season, though. A new head coach, Mike Vrabel, he's got to develop his team somehow. I mean, like, a new head coach can't just go into a team and they're going to instantly be good. That's just not possible. You got to develop your team later into the season, and I feel like Mike Vrabel has the ability to develop his team even more into the playoffs.
I do get what you're saying to some extent, but I do feel like if you're saying this team is the best in the league, they should be able to wake up out of bed in the morning and destroy the Raiders. It should not be a season depth thing. They should be able to do it at any time. They should be able to do it in off season. They should be able to do it at 6 o'clock in the morning. They should be able to do it whenever.
I agree with you. The Raiders loss was pretty bad, but I I would count it as a fluke, to be honest with you.
That will do it for us tonight at Anchor Point. Next up, we have Deckside Chats. Stay tuned.
Who am I here with today? Sebastian Chyron. What are your hopes for this upcoming season?
Hoping we make it to March Madness and win it all.
That's some high hopes. Who's your favorite player on this new team?
Najee Himes, 4-star, great player.
And then what matchup are you looking forward to most this season?
I got Seton Hall versus St. John's.
All right, so who am I here with?
Joshua.
All right, what are your hopes for the upcoming season?
Hopes, at least we have a winning record this season. We can't get last.
All right, who's your favorite player on this new team?
Well, I went to go watch a practice. I liked who was it? Bud Clark and TJ Simpkins, but I really like Trey Parker. I want to see how he's going to develop this year and see what the whole actual Najee Himes too. I'm ready for him to play too.
Yeah, he's going to be a beast.
I'm ready for that.
What upcoming matchup are you looking forward to the most?
I'm gonna say St. John's because I saw they just got the Providence Center. I forgot what his name was, but that because they're gonna be good. UConn, we always beat them here, so I don't want to jinx it, but we always been clean and sweep them here. So
A couple years in a row.
we're gonna keep it like that, hopefully.
Who am I here with today?
Joseph Capola.
What are your hopes for this upcoming season?
My hopes for this upcoming season is to win the Big East, go to the March Madness, and win March Madness.
Love that energy. Who's your favorite player on this new team?
My favorite player is Bud Clark.
Very good player. And what matchup are you looking forward to most this season?
I'm looking forward to Seton Hall versus St. John's. Both of my parents went to St. John's. It's how they met. And two big schools, two big rivals. They don't like each other, and I like that.
Hello, I'm Will Gilhooly, and welcome to Deckside Chats. Today, I'm joined by Jay Costa and Matthew Malchiotti. Tonight, we will be discussing the potential MLB salary cap, the college football playoff bubble, and the NFL picture. And without further ado, guys, let's get into our first topic. So as we know, the Los Angeles Dodgers just capped off a magnificent season. They went back-to-back. First team since the New York Yankees way back in 1918 to do so. Caused a lot of stir in the baseball community on whether there should be a salary cap placed in the MLB because of the Dodgers' success. So, Matthew, I know you have some points on this.
Oh, yeah.
So let's get started with you.
Definitely. So I definitely think there should be some sort of cap in Major League Baseball. Without a salary cap, MLB as a whole has one of the largest financial disparities in professional sports. I mean, a lot of fans have also noticed this because people online have been saying that sports teams can just buy World Series appearances and buy World Series championships as compared to earning them and working for them back then. And I have a little bit of notes right here. So the three major teams with the biggest salary cap are the New York Mets, the Yankees, and the Los Angeles Dodgers. They have around a $250 million payroll. And then that's good and all, but the teams, some of the smaller market teams like the Athletics, the Tampa Bay Rays, and the Pittsburgh Pirates don't really get the same equal chance as some of these other big market teams do. So a lot of people have been speculating and asking the MLB for a salary cap for a little while, and I'm definitely all for it. I mean, like we said, MLB is now almost paying players $1 billion, $765 million with Juan Soto to the New York Mets, and $700 million to Shohei Ohtani from the Los Angeles Dodgers. It's a little ridiculous as well. Definitely a lot of teams, like I said before, can just buy their way to a World Series. So that's why I definitely agree with a lot of fans on there should definitely be a salary cap.
I mean, personally, as a Red Sox fan, the Red Sox are usually one of the most free spending teams. Obviously, the past few years we've been atrocious. Yeah. But you remember when Yamamoto came over to international free agency, the Red Sox were a big player in that. And personally, just because my favorite team benefits from not having a salary cap, I don't think there should be one. I mean, you think about it like this, it limits the earning potential of a player, it suppresses wages, and really restricts the open market. And to me, I don't think that's fair. I've always been a big for the players guy. I think that the players need to earn what they're worth. Yes, it kind of does ruin the league, but it's benefiting my team. And that's what matters at the end of the day, is that my team is being successful, my team's benefiting.
I agree with you on that. I mean, like I said, I'm a Mets fan, so obviously, Stephen Cohen has the money to, spend on all of these players and such. And especially, since it's a bigger market, it's Queens, New York, it's going to have, a major impact. So, but the thing is that at the end of the day, MLB has 30 teams, and what's the point of having 30 teams if only a few of them are going to be in the playoffs when everyone should deserve like at least an equal chance in a sort of way to make the playoffs. So that's just my thoughts.
The New York Yankees, yes, they are currently the number one highest valued professional baseball team right now. But when you look at the ownership group that owns the Los Angeles Dodgers, I'm going to read off some numbers. I don't think a lot of people who claim that the MLB shouldn't have a salary cap actually know why people demand the salary cap because of the way the Los Angeles Dodgers are owned. Back in 2012, a group called the GAP, the Guggenheim Baseball Management Group, bought the Los Angeles Dodgers for, at the time, was a record $2.15 billion, making it the largest purchase in professional sports. Now, what makes the Guggenheim Group different than a lot of other owners in baseball and basically every professional sport is that they're an asset group. The Guggenheim Group, their CEO, Mark Walter, he owns over $300 billion in liquid assets. That's a group that specializes in investment banking, management, and insurance. And because of that, they're able to purchase liquid assets at free will while maintaining long-term investment in the Los Angeles Dodgers, which has caused them to just skate past the luxury cap of $241 million established by the MLB. And the Dodgers were $116 million over the luxury cap. This season, there are only 5 teams over the luxury cap in baseball, just signifying the way that teams are just coasting by to get to championships. And when you look at who was over that, 4 of the 5 teams were playoff teams, being the Dodgers, the Yankees, the Mets, the Phillies, and the Blue Jays. So with that, I really think they need a salary cap because just no one is able to spend the way the Dodgers are, and it's just going to create long-term problems. So with that, moving on to our next topic. In football, it's starting to get towards that time. The playoffs are heating up. We're in week 11 of the NFL season, week 11 of college football. Also, the playoff hype is starting to build around both leagues respectively. And Jay, I know you have some insights on the NFL playoffs right for it.
It's a tough part of the year for us. I believe all 3 of us are Giants fans. You might be a Jets fan, aren't you?
Pittsburgh Steelers fan.
Steelers fan.
Yeah.
So all 3 of our teams aren't making the playoffs. Let's be honest here. I mean, the way that it looks right now, obviously the Patriots, Colts, Broncos, Steelers, Bills, Chargers, and Jaguars are currently in the hunt right now for the AFC. To me, the AFC is the conference that I think is really going to shake things up. I expect Patriots, Colts to be the 1-2 seed, and I expect the Broncos to be the 3 seed. But it's the 4 to the wild card that I think is going to change up a lot. There's a lot of teams vying for it. Kansas City, Houston, Baltimore, all looking to punch their way into the playoffs, obviously. So the big thing is going to be how that AFC shakes up. And yeah, there's a lot of teams in the NFC, but I think we know who they really are at this point. Because Chicago's pushing for a playoff berth. Carolina, their quarterback's Bryce Young. As long as you have Bryce Young as your quarterback, you're really not going to be going anywhere. And shout out to Jeremy. He went to high school with Bryce Young. But anyways, I mean, you look at these teams, we know who they are already in the NFC. The NFC is already set. It's the AFC that I think is really interesting. And you look at the pieces that were brought into the deadline throughout the entire season. The AFC is gearing up to win a Super Bowl. Every single team is vying for it. Every single team is viable for it. The only 2 teams in the NFC that are really big Super Bowl contenders, I think, are both the NFC West teams who I have making the playoffs, the Rams and the Seahawks, who are both spectacular, offensive, high-flying, defensive, look great. They're the 2 contenders for me, and that's been pretty set since about week 4.
For an AFC championship, the Colts and the Patriots. That's like the 2 I'm expecting to see for the AFC championship. NFC championship gets a little rocky because there's like so many teams that are good, especially around this time. I mean, like there's still the Eagles and the Detroit Lions, and like I could definitely see the Lions at least making a like potential run to the NFC championship. Overall, though, I still think that Seattle might come through. So I can definitely see Seattle coming out on top for the NFC.
Yeah, I really like the Rams love that's going around. The Rams have the best defense currently in the NFL right now, and I think that's going to really anchor them down. I think that the NFC is a gauntlet, like you guys are saying. There's currently 8 teams that have above 500 records right now in the NFC, whereas the AFC, like, it's pretty wide open. Like a team like Jacksonville that has a 5-4 record, they're right in the mix at the 7th seed, and more importantly, keeping the Chiefs out. Like coming into the season, seeing the Chiefs and the Ravens currently out of the playoff picture is kind of surprising considering where we valued these teams that, like, I know Lamar Jackson
Yeah.
was definitely hurt. I think the Ravens are going to be a major force to deal with in the AFC, especially seeing how lackluster the conference has really been throughout. So I think that's definitely a team to watch out for.
Absolutely.
I mean, you look at the Rams, we'll go back to them. John Matthew Stafford, John's his first name, has been absolutely spectacular, really cementing himself into the MVP conversation right now. Obviously, we talked about that 2 weeks ago, Will. But you look at the way that the organization is run, they're clear-cut favorites. And yes, I understand there's the Lions of the world, but it really is the Rams NFC to lose.
Yeah.
The Seahawks right behind them. And when you go to the AFC, Kansas City's been lackluster. Obviously, they've got one of the best coaching staffs in the league. They're very well coached. The players know what they're doing. They don't have the tools this year, which is the same reason why I have the Bills as a wild card team as well. They don't have the tools right now. And with Baltimore, I think Baltimore goes 9-8. Same with the Steelers, and they beat the Steelers out on head-to-head record to make it into the playoffs as the 4 seed. But I don't see them going farther than divisional round. I think they can squeak out a game against Buffalo, but that's about it. And that's just the way that the AFC looks this year. This is one of those years like 2017 where it was Nick Foles, Blake Bortles, Tom Brady, and Carson Wentz or whoever it was as the fourth quarterback as the semifinals teams, the conference championship team. That's what this year is going to be. It's going to be a weird year where Daniel Jones and Drake May are in an AFC championship, and Matthew Stafford is like that one guy. That's just how this is going to be this year. It's one of those years.
Yeah.
And then moving into our final topic, we've just got a few quick minutes left. We're going to talk about the college football playoffs. So the new rankings just came out. The Buckeyes are still number one to no one's surprise.
Oh, yeah.
Champions. They have arguably the best roster in the NFL. What a loaded offensive unit. The Indiana Hoosiers. My Hoosiers is still number 2 in the country with Texas A&M and Alabama trailing close behind. Do you guys have any thoughts on the college football landscape right now?
I mean, Indiana has been looking unstoppable as of late, so I can definitely see them at least making an appearance in the national championship, if not winning it all. So I can definitely see like other teams such as Texas A&M, even other teams like down in the ranking like BYU and Oklahoma, even making like a strong fight for the playoffs as well. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got.
Yeah, I think the committee's overvaluing a few teams. So Texas Tech just got ranked number 6. I don't really know how to feel about that. Obviously, the Big 12, Texas Tech hasn't had a great strength of schedule right now. BYU is definitely their best win. They destroy the Cougars 29-7 at home. But there are some teams that I feel like should be ranked above. I think Oregon should be in that mix. Although I don't know if they're a top 10 team is up for discussion. I wouldn't put them in my top 10. I don't think they have the best wins to be awarded that. The Irish and Texas. That's who I think it's going to come down to. Texas plays against Georgia this week. They've got Texas A&M coming up on their schedule. I think they're going to be a team to watch. And I think the Oklahoma Sooners, I think it's going to be those two. The Red River rivalry is going to be a huge like focal point of the college football season heading into the final few weeks.
Yeah, I think that overall, I mean, first of all, John Mateer's got moxie. Let's be honest here. He's a spectacular quarterback. I think the way that he's been playing this year when he's healthy has been unbelievable. And I think he's going to play Oklahoma into a better playoff spot at the end of the year. You look at this college football landscape, it is absolutely spectacular, full of talent. And you were giving Texas Tech a little shade, excuse me. And from all my years of experience with covering more draft prospects, I've always focused on the guys who are redshirt sophomores, juniors, seniors who are going into the draft. But you really have to focus on everything. And so when I look at this team, I see a very complete team here that I think deserves to be here regardless of the strength of schedule, man. I think this outlook has been really great.
Yeah, and you see that Oklahoma has Alabama coming up on their schedule. They've got a tough end of the season. That marks the end of our segment and the end of the show. My name is Will Gilhooly saying goodnight, and thank you for watching Hall Zone on SHU TV.